All right, fellas, so since the last time I spoke, we have pretty much been revolving around many ideas, and the whole point of exercising these ideas in the present is to climb up social hierarchies to gain winning power and love. At the same time that you are conforming to those guiding principles that create those outcomes, this pattern, this rhythm, this religious attitude, this discipline, then everything that you are becomes a vessel of forward momentum that is going to keep slicing through those things that want to get in its way, which can be nature, culture, other individuals. And so, as we are pursuing and being direct and being assertive and penetrating the world, which takes courage, then that is where we transform, because we're completely going out of our comfort zones. But again, since the goal is to climb now, but it's also to understand what are the principles that keep winning going at the individual level, but all the way to the societal level. And it's the emotional influence that must be the enticing mechanism. It's kind of a strong word, but it's influence, it's persuasion. I think this is the perspective that someone like me would want to take to change the world. I believe that's how I would be able to do it. I think about inventions. I think about business attitudes. I think about the beauty and love that I've seen and felt through the one. And so, in step one in changing the world, it has to include that first step into selling, persuasion, influence, seduction, charm, leadership. And it's all just with this thing and pure action. And so the whole reason we're discussing ideas, so you could take better action. So I just wanted to go through a writing that is going to help you understand the relationship between these. The individual is the starting point, a single self-aware human being with the capacity for thought, choice, and experience. In philosophy, the individual is often emphasized against the crowd or they self. The individual is the site of freedom and responsibility. To be an individual is not just to exist, but to become one who is, which is a lifelong task. Authenticity is how the individual relates to their own being. It's the act of living truthfully and congruently, rather than imitating, conforming, or fleeing from the self. An authentic individual faces reality, including suffering, death, freedom, and limitation, and instead of hiding behind roles or illusions. Authenticity is not perfection, but honesty and presence, a willingness to live in alignment with your core being. Truth, in this context, is not just propositional facts about the world, but existential truth. Truth about who you are, what matters, and how to live. Truth is what the authentic individual seeks and enacts. It's not abstract, it's embodied. One suggests wholeness, unity, integration with oneself, with others, and possibly with being, nature, or the divine. The authentic individual moves towards becoming one, no longer fragmented, divided, or alienated. Psychologically, it can mean becoming internally unified, no longer at war with parts of oneself. In mystical and spiritual traditions, becoming one may mean transcending ego and reconnecting with the universal the absolute or God. Actualization is the process of realizing one's potential, becoming what one truly is. This idea is prominent. Actualization is the goal of the authentic individual living in truth, moving toward unity, the one, and realizing the deepest capacities of being. The individual is seeking to live in truth, must strive to be authentic, overcoming illusion, conformity, and fear. Through this authenticity, the individual becomes more whole, more one with themselves, with existence. This process is called actualization, the fulfillment of what one truly is. And so with that said, I wanted to speak about a book that we are going to move on to and elaborate more of, because Learning How to Win Friends and Influence People is a book that does fuel this framework, because it allows ethical influence through these chapters. So chapter 1, this is a great one. If you want to kick over the beehive, gather the honey. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. And this is a great one because in step 1 of learning how to change the world is to actually pursue every individual with the open understanding, humbleness, curiosity, and empathy, rather than criticism or judgment. Because if this becomes first, judgment and criticism, then you're starting off with too much resistance in the forefront. These words ignite feelings of a shield coming up, a shield to resent against you, because you're not making them feel important anymore. You're not making them feel autonomous and like they have their own right to live how they want to live. And instead, it's to come with empathy and understanding. And this is where the connection begins. This is how you're able to create value, because you're combining your consciousnesses, and that, in my previous philosophy of love, power, and winning, this is the attitude where it is encouragement and reward that is actually the thing that allows you to guide behavior, because that's exactly how people want to feel. And if they're in a state of how they want to feel, then this is the emotion that is the enticing mechanism, again, to combine and grow something from within. And this is where you should start, because yeah, imagine if you want to gather honey, imagine right before you can get that sticky, gooey yum, you kick over the beehive, bro, and then bzzz, you're fucked.